Will those in favor of the draft resolution please raise their hand? The draft resolution has been adopted unanimously as Resolution 1701/2006.
With the cessation of hostilities brokered by the United Nations, thousands of international troops and weapons began to arrive in Lebanon. Resolution 1701 expanded UNIFIL from 2,000 to a maximum of 15,000 troops, so it could help the Lebanese army re-establish Lebanese authority all the way from the Litani River to the Blue Line. The main goal is to maintain peace and the cessation of hostilities throughout this southern part of Lebanon. Enhanced force and rules of engagement notwithstanding, the then Secretary-General knew from UNIFIL's 28 years in Lebanon that the new mandate would not be easy to implement.
This has been a great opportunity for me to be able to come to Nakura to thank the men and women of UNIFIL for the wonderful work that they have done. Their role is often misunderstood, they are criticized, they are never given credit for the wonderful things they have done, the sacrifices they have made. Since the UN came here, we've lost almost 300 people in the service of peace.
Initially, the focus of UNIFIL's troops was to facilitate the withdrawal of the Israeli Defense Forces and deployment of the Lebanese armed forces. Israeli Defense Forces withdrew almost completely from southern Lebanon, except for the northern half of the town of Raja, which remains under Israeli control. In parallel, the Lebanese armed forces deployed their troops south of the Litani River into southern Lebanon for the first time in 30 years. With the arrival of a South Korean unit, UNIFIL now has over 13,000 troops from 30 nations, including Qatar, which is taking part for the first time in a UN peacekeeping mission. Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon visited UNIFIL in March. He saw at first hand the new and expanded force and its complex operations throughout southern Lebanon.
I commend your effort to carry out the expansion of UNIFIL over the past 6 months, and of your endeavors, together with the Lebanese Armed Forces, to implement the mandate in Resolution 1701 of the United Nations Security Council.
This is the ridge line, this is the watershed 471, 470.
UNIFIL's area of operations covers close to 1,000 square kilometers of rough, hilly terrain. Keeping an eye on this vast territory is a daunting task. Hugging the coast and only minutes from Israel lies UNIFIL's headquarters in the town of Nakora. The compound has been expanded and refurbished to support the new, bigger force and the wider mandate. All of UNIFIL's operations are coordinated from here.
The JOCA, the Joint Operational Center, is the focal part of UNIFIL headquarters in the conducting immediate action in the current operations. So it is the principal support to the force commander to the ongoing operations.
The Joint Operations Center is complemented by a Naval Operations Center. Both have incorporated the Lebanese Army, which has an officer present at all times in the two centers. There are also hotlines between both of the operation centers and the Israeli Defense Forces. A large part of implementing UNIFIL's mandate is to maintain peace throughout southern Lebanon, a task achieved primarily through intensive ground patrols. In all, UNIFIL contingents conduct an impressive 400 patrols a day throughout southern Lebanon.
We carry out operations to prevent the recurrence of hostilities and ensure the implementation of UN Security Council Resolution 1701. That involves patrolling, supporting LAF, carrying out humanitarian assistance within our capabilities, and then monitoring the Blue Line. Any violations or potential violations are reported immediately to our sector headquarters.
we are carrying out various patrolling activities. Basically, there are vehicle patrol and foot patrol along the blue line.
The blue line is the demarcation line drawn by the United Nations, behind which Israeli forces withdrew in the year 2000, when they ended 18 years of occupation in Lebanon. The situation along the line is still fragile. UNIFIL watches over the blue line and coordinates with the Lebanese and Israeli armed forces to deal with any violations. Unfortunately, shepherds needing to feed their herds often get caught in the middle.
البركة المي قسموها على النص. طيب لما تيجي هالمعزة تشرب على البركة كيف نجيب الميات لعنا لها كيف نقسمون يعني؟ بيقسمونا إياها على النص. وين ما نروح؟
Whenever they report about any violation, we immediately liaise with the Lebanese armed forces and the IDF. The whole aim is that the situation should not spiral out of control.
إذا عنزة بتقطع لهنيك الناعة على الخط الأزرق بيقوم الهنود بيصيروا يقاتلوا ويعيطوا وبيتصلوا بالجيش. بيجوا الجيش لين بيحشون.
UNIFIL's mandate is also to help the Lebanese army make sure there are no unauthorized armed personnel, military assets or weapons in the area south of the Litani River. The primary responsibility of the Lebanese armed forces is to ensure that this area is free of illegal weapons.
We found a mixed bag of weapons and infrastructure and spread across the entire length and breadth of the AO. It's an assortium of rocket launchers, rockets, grenades, rifles, machine guns. And what I want to say is that most of them, or all of them, were of old vintage, having been stocked there during or before the war.
This is United Nations warship. Good morning, sir. I'm operating in support on United Nations Security Council Resolution 1701 in the Eastern Mediterranean.
Preventing the smuggling of illegal weapons into Lebanon by sea is the task of a maritime operation that is a first in UN history.
The Maritime Task Force is here as an integral part of UNIFIL and of course based on the resolution 1701. It's the first time actually that any peacekeeping operation is done with a maritime task force supporting this operation. You can see in the outer area 1, 2, 3, 4 frigates which are covering the area of the Lebanese territorial waters, meaning they normally operate beyond 12 nautical miles from the coast. The second echelon are formed by fast patrol boats, in this case also 4 fast patrol boats or corvettes. Nearer to the coastline you can see 1, 2, 3 Lebanese fast patrol craft. They operate and cover the area from the coastline out to 6 nautical miles.
The new Maritime Task Force of UNIFIL hails on average 35 merchant vessels a day. Any suspicious vessels are notified to the Lebanese Navy and Customs for inspection when they reach port. No weapons have so far been found.